Good morning, students. We'll start part 2 of our lecture 5. In last class, we were talking about the factors, external factor that is influencing the plant growth and development, such as first is the climatic factor. In the climatic factor, in class we studied the precipitation. Today, we'll start with the second factor that influences the under the external factor that influences the crop growth, that is temperature. What is temperature? It is the intensity of heat energy or degree of hotness. The intensity of heat energy or degree of hotness we consider as temperature. For optimum growth of the plant, we call it as a term called as cardial temperature. What is cardial temperature? That is, it is the minimum, optimum and maximum temperature range for the growth and development of the crop, that we call it as the cardial temperature. And cardial temperature are not same throughout the crop stages and vary with the germination, growth, flowering and fruiting. So cardial temperature varies with the growth stages of the crop. So during the growth stages or during germination stage, the cardial temperature required for the plant is different as compared to that of a fruiting stage or at the flowering stage. You see here, a very good example has been given. For rice, the cardial temperature is 10 degree minimum, optimum is 32, where maximum is 36 degrees centigrade. Whereas the wheat, the cardial temperature, the minimum is 4.5, optimum is 20, and maximum is 30 to 35. So, if the optimum temperature for kharif crop is that of rabi crop, it is 30 to 32, that is maximum. In the same way, maize, the minimum temperature for germination is 8 to 10 degree, optimum is 25 to 30 degree, or the maximum is 42 43 degree. Sorghum, it is 12 to 13 degree for minimum, optimum is 25 degree and maximum is 40 degree. Tobacco, it is 12 to 14 degree, optimum is 29 degree and maximum it is 35 degree. So some plants require optimum day and night temperature for successful flowering. The response of plant to the rhythmic diurnal fluctuation in the temperature, we call it as thermoperiodism. So what is thermoperiodism? Response of plant to the fluctuation in the temperature, we call it as thermoperiodism. And tomato require 26 to 27 degree day temperature and 92 degree for the night temperature. So under the influence of temperature, there is a term called as vernalization. The cool treatment given to the sprouting seeds to induce flowering, we know it as the vernalization. That is, cold treatment what we give to the sprouting seeds to induce the flowering, we call it as vernalization. Wheat seeds are subjected to 0 degree for about 2 to 3 weeks before the sowing. This is done to save the seedlings from severe winter damage and to induce the flowering. So based on the temperature, crops has been classified into cool season crop and the warm season crop. What is cool season crop? Require cool winter period, generally grown in the winter season. The cool winter period is required for the cool season crop, which is grown in the rabi season or the winter season. So the cardial temperature here for the cool season crop, that is minimum 0 to 5 degree, optimum 25 to 30 degree and maximum 30 to 38 degree. Which are the cool season crop? The rabi crops such as wheat, barley, oats, sugar beet are the cool season crop. The minimum, optimum, maximum temperature, if you see here, the minimum temperature is 0 to 5 degree, the optimum temperature is 25 to 30 degree and maximum temperature is 30 to 38 degree. Whereas the warm season crop, the cardial temperature, if you see, the minimum is 15 to 20 degree. The maximum, optimum is 30 to 38 degree and maximum is 40 to 50 degree. Crops such as rice, maize, sorghum are considered to be as a warm season crop. The next, there is an important term called as growing degree days. Growing degree days. What it means? The intensity of growing season is represented by the accumulation of temperature unit above the growth threshold. See how much heat unit has been accumulated depicts the growth of the plant, which is an external factor. The temperature which is influencing the growth of the plant, which can be predicted by a term called as growing degree days, and the unit is in a degree days. The amount by which daily mean temperature exceeds the standard minimum temperature at which it is called as heat unit and mathematically expressed as growing degree days summation of I tends to 1 to n maximum temperature, minimum temperature divided by 2 minus the base temperature will give you the growing degree days. A good example has been given here. The rice, the base temperature is 10 degree and wheat it is 5 degree. Maize is 10 degree and pearl millet is 10 degree. The maximum temperature of a crop such as 40 degree for the kharif crop and the minimum temperature around 20 degree for a crop. So if you add it, divided with multiply, subtract it with the base temperature, will give you the growing degree days, which is expressed in terms of the units, that is the degree days. The temperature measuring units. Few important temperature measuring units such as Fahrenheit, Celsius and Kelvin. We use various units here. So there is a conversion factor here. C is equal to 5 by 9 F minus 32. Remember, here if you see 5, consider this part, it is minus. So it is F minus 32. Whereas F is equal to 9C by 5 plus 32. 9C by 5 plus 32. Whereas Kelvin, it is C is equal to 273 plus degree. The scales are expressed in Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. The boiling temperature is 100, 0 degree, whereas in Kelvin it is 373 degree, that is 273 degree, whereas Fahrenheit it is 32 degree as a cold melting point and 210 degree as a boiling point. This is quite confusing to remember. It is 210. Remember, boiling point of Fahrenheit is 210 degree centigrade. The next, the influence of temperature on the growth. How it influences? It influences the biochemical reactions such as photosynthesis, respiration, metabolic reactions, uptake of carbon dioxide by the plant, its enzymatic activity, various enzymatic activities, transform the germination, activity of phytase, amylase, will be influenced by the temperature, rate of photosynthesis, development of photosynthetic infrastructure, and influence on the growth substance. So influence of temperature on the growth, it means the rate of germination, leaf initiation, tillering, flowering, spikelette initiation. These all will be influenced by the temperature. The extreme effect of temperature on the plant growth, if you see here, extreme high or low temperature causes stress in the plant. High temperature causes reduction in the absorption and assimilation of nutrients, affect the shoot growth and abortion of the pollen. This is very important. Under extreme temperature, there is the abortion of pollen. It affects the shoot growth of the plant, whereas the lower temperature results in the water content in the cell get freezed. As a result, the increase in volume results in cell rupture. Cell rupture, that is, cell division is affected, affects the photosynthesis, water absorption, translocation is also affected under the very low temperature. So low temperature injuries such as chilling injury, freezing injury, suffocation and heaving. What is chilling injury? Plant grows in hot climate. If we are exposed to the low temperature for some time, are found to be killed. We call it as chilling injury. For example, chlorotic condition or brands on the sugarcane, sorghum and maize at a temperature when exposed for 2 to 4 degree for 60 hours. The next we have freezing injury. It is caused by plant growing in a temperate region. When plants are exposed to very low temperature, water in the intercellular space is frozen into the ice crystal. Further fall in the temperature draws water from the cell, resulting in the increased size of crystal and death of the cell. The suffocation, the third important low temperature injury. Suffocation. During winter, the ice or snow form a thick cover over the ground and the crop suffers from the loss of less oxygen. As a result, there is a suffocation. Ice in the contact with the root inhibits the diffusion of carbon dioxide and the respiratory products and may be harmful to the plants. The next, this is very important term called as weaving. Injury to the plant, which is caused by lifting up of the plant along with the soil from the normal position in the temperate region where snowfall is common. We call it as heaving. That is, complete plant gets lifted out from the soil under the heavy low temperature condition. We call it as heaving. Yes. So this is with respect to the part 2 of lecture 5, factor affecting the crop growth. The second factor, temperature. Next factor, we'll study about the relative humidity. If you are liking my teaching, please hit the thumb button. Thank you.